Hello everybody, Kratis is here, and today I would like to discuss some quick thoughts I have regarding exploration in open world games. This idea came to me since I made my last video about Dragon's Dogma 2, where I argue that the exploration there is mostly player based, and I would like to expand a bit more on what I consider an exploration game loop and how important it is for this type of games. Alright, why exploration is important for open world games? Because one of the main goals of these games is to transfer the feeling to the players that the world is immersive and alive. And the players that interact with the world through it needs to find this interesting and enjoyful. Other aspects of the game are also important to transfer these feelings, like graphics and sound design, and other game loops as well, like questing, but exploration is maybe the most important of these. So in my opinion, an exploration game loop consists of three things: your core, that can be game-based or player-based, your traversing, how you move through the world, and last but not least, your rewards. So to dissect the things I just described, I will start with what I consider to be the core aspects. Game-based exploration is when the player opens the map presents him the areas of interest around him, and then these are events from a known or an unknown event pool, like fighting areas, like treasures and vistas, and the game guides you to them. Player-based exploration is when the player, during the playthrough, finds something that considers to be an area of interest, and the game does not guide you to go there, and you have to do it yourself through a map that provides little information and by using tools like pins, etc. Notable example of games utilizing these two models are for game-based models, what we call in quotes a Ubisoft game like Assassin's Creed, like Far Cry, the new Avatar game, Ghost of Tsushima, Witcher 3, and games that use the player-based model are Elden Ring, the Nintendo Switch Zelda games, the Dragon's Dogma series of games, etc. Both of these core exploration models offer pros and cons with their interaction with the other two aspects I described earlier for the exploration model, but also they can transfer a nice immersion feeling to the players if done right. But their negatives can make also the players lose interest in the game faster than they should. For example, if the game-based exploration becomes too formulaic and the events are similar and the player does the same thing again and again, it can really become boring really fast. And for the player-based model, I think it is more exposed to the weaknesses of other game loops as well compared to the game-based model, because if your questing sends you to the other world all the time and your traversing is a nightmare and the rewards are lackluster and you have to fight again and again in high enemy density areas, you can understand that this might not be as formulaic as the game-based, but still creates a feeling of uninspiring and becoming boring, especially if done numerous times, so the player loses interest. But enough explaining the core aspects of the exploration, time to move on to the next one, which is traversing. Traversing means how you move and how you travel through the world, and it is really important for the player to experience the world setting and world building. So if you have a lot of fast traveling in your world, players tend to abuse it and they go from point A to point B and rush through questing and their goals, and if you have the other way around, the players might be bored through the half of their playthrough and leave the game. So the best scenario is to have a balance between these two: fast travel where it's needed and restricted fast travel when you have to make the player experience an area in its totality. And in my opinion, lots of games do this justice. But traversing, it's not only if I can fast or not fast travel, it's also how I move through the world. How fast can I move? Do I have a mount? Can I fly? Do I have a glider? How many biomes and different landscapes we have? Do they offer any challenges for it? Do they have different scaling? Can I overcome the challenges that these landscapes and scaling offer through my means of traversing? Do I have, for example, climbing equipment? Do I have teleportation? Can I go back where I came from? Can I backtrack? Can I go where I see? Can I traverse through the world? So, describing this, we understand that all these small pieces that consist traversing are really important for the enjoyment of the exploration while the player passes through the world. But we are done with traversing as well. Time to move to the last but not least, which is the rewards. Rewards are really important for the conclusion of the exploration loop for the player. So, consider this. You play a game, you see an area of interest, you can go there either by the game guiding you or finding a way yourself to go there. You overcome a challenge, you reach the file room, you defeat the boss, you go to the chest, and then you open the chest and there is a trash reward or a broken file or something. Then you have this conclusion that feels a bit of lackluster. That's why, in my opinion, rewards are so important for the exploration, because the quality and the quantity can sometimes make or break certain situations while exploring. For example, if you force the players to do mundane activities during the exploration because you have locked rewards behind this, then probably the players will not care about these rewards. Or if you have trust rewards behind nice challenges, maybe the players will not be inspired to take these challenges because the reward is not worth it. One example that comes to my mind regarding this from a personal experience, while I was playing Witcher 3 and I was in the Skellig area and you have all these question marks around the map, the amount of trust rewards in these made me lose interest discovering them all, despite the fact that it could be like a monster lair or a nice fight or something else. I just didn't want to continue exploring and I was focused mostly on the main quest. And another example is recently Dragon's Dogma 2, that you have lackluster rewards and everything you find in the world you can find them also in the merchants. After a while I was saying, well, maybe not worth to explore there because I will find nothing of worth. So yeah, made me lose interest again. And other examples that they are the exact opposite of it, like when you have unique rewards after a nice challenge in an area of interest that you found through exploring, and maybe it shakes another game loop, like changing some skill in combat, then the player is willing to do more and more and experience new things, and the conclusion of the exploration loop, it will be really satisfying and it will make the player to seek the next area of interest and the next. So to conclude this, rewards are important for the satisfaction that the exploration game loop will leave in the end to the player. But in the end, this is my opinion about exploration and open world games. Did I cover everything? Did I miss anything? I would love to hear your opinion in the comments down below. Thank you for watching, and if you like the video, please leave a like and subscribe. It really helps me and the channel. And I have other game thoughts to share with you guys, and I cannot wait till the next time. Bye bye.